Welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week coming to you from the most remote location ever on the Edge. That's right, Alaska. And if you think taking a plane, a float plane, and then a ferry to bring your truck over to compete in mud bogging races is a pain, think about trying to outrun a few grizzly bears that might end up in the muddy pits. That's right, how about Home Track Advantage Alaska tonight on the Edge?
Got it tacked up, and if you get too close, you're getting cracked up. Stone cold when I roll, coming out of the hole. Get back, cause I'm out of control. I'm on the edge.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lucas Oil on the Edge. This week, we're going to bring you to the great Northwest, and I mean way north and way west. Welcome to Prince of Wales, Alaska, the third largest island in the country. This island houses 11 different communities, and one of those communities is called Naukati. And 8 times a year, this very quiet island, typically known for its great fishing, is filled with some very loud and fun action. It's called the Naukati Mud Boggs, and everybody comes out to play. They all get a little bit dirty, but one thing's for sure, they all have a lot of fun. Now, with a lot more on the event we're going to see here today, let's go to my colleague, Ted Brunson.
All right, Ken, one thing's for sure, the fish are absolutely scared today, way out in the middle of Naukati Bay, because these guys are bogging in some thick mud. For example, right here, this is one of the classes we're looking at. It's the 00 buck truck driven by Jason Fitch. It's got a Chevy 350. This baby's got a lot of power, and he's ready to go. You can tell by the looks of it, he's already had a practice run. Seems to be running just fine. Pretty simple rules here. It's a 200-foot drag race, tree and all. You name it. It's heads up, and if you make it at the end of the ladder, you are the champ. It's a series, so they take this very seriously. Hey, let's go bogging just for the halibut.
Oh, that's good, Ted, for the halibut. That's pretty good fishing up here, by the way. Matter of fact, one of the guys that's with us caught a 100-pounder. All right, it's all about the drag race right here and down through the mud. Here's a look at the ladder, and, you know, we call drag racing all the time, Brian. There's a lot of technique to it, but here they add a little mud. That's something different.
Yeah, check out that great job on the engineering for the tree. Here's the deal, 12 to 24 inches of mud, and like drag racing, it is first to the finish line, baby.
John also on the Toyota on the left side of your screen doing a good job. The yellow submarine for Andy Richter struggling a bit. So John will get the round 1 win here.
You tell they're little 4-cylinder trucks right there, and it was all they had to get through there. Apparently, not a whole lot of rules based on cubic inch configurations. 4-cylinder we heard earlier. Looks like one nearest the camera for Dave Stockton. Blake Paratovich's machine is a 91 Explorer, my guess at least, V6 or V8 here.
Yeah, Nina Paratovich is a 2007 champion out here with the mud drags. Dave Stockton, of course, with that Suzuki Samurai.
A great matchup. And it says 12 to 24 inches of mud. I gotta think it's a little bit more in spots. Quick time for the round for Blake.
And I'll tell you, there's some huge boulders out there. If you get off course very far, it will tear up some machinery. But take a look at the far lane. That Ford Explorer is hooked up.
Yeah, longer wheelbase right there, a lot more stable than the vehicle nearest the camera. Look at the Tyler rental replay. And you'll watch that Ford left side of the screen. I like the animation of the start of the start line as well. And that is a big win and quick time before the round for Blake.
That twin I-beam man going to work right there.
That baby's got some camber right there as he gets loaded down.
We'll go on board here one more time. You can see it's very difficult to go straight. You definitely need some clearance as well.
Well, he's got that baby up on the rev limiter right there.
He was working it, no doubt about it. Let's go to Ted.
Well, I'm with the man who's responsible for the Naukati Bay Mud Boggs, and I am with Andy Richter. Andy, first of all, you got a lot of people out here for a small little island.
Yeah, this is probably the best turnout we've ever had. This is like a dream come true for a small community out in the middle of nowhere here in Southeast Alaska. I might add, it's the first one and only motorsporting event in all of Southeast Alaska, and it's a fundraiser that's helped out our community by special firefighting equipment, EMS supplies. Some of our other nonprofit organizations like the school participate in this event. And it really is exciting. Today is probably one of the better days we've ever had with the sun out and everything going on. It's all good.
He's got the energy, he's got the love for it, and he's got us hooked.
And he's a great guy. There's some of the greatest people and hardcore fans you'll ever find out here in Naukati. Come on back. The modified stock class is next. This On the Edge telecast is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. And by Pacific Airways. Well, the entire OTE gang flew into Seattle, and then from Seattle up to Ketchikan. Then we got on the Pacific Airways seaplanes and talk about some spectacular views. It was unbelievable. The ride of a lifetime. They took us from Ketchikan to Craig, and then, of course, we drove from Craig up to Naukati. But this is just some of the views that we were all a part of as they flew literally in between mountains and, again, landed in the water. Eventually, we made our way up here after an hour drive to Prince of Wales Island, Alaska, and we found out that the fans have been watching On the Edge for a number of years. They knew who all of us were, including that guy. We had a great time. Right now, let's go back down to 10.
It is not uncommon to see many ladies racing out here in the Mud Boggs. One of them is with me right now. Laura McNish, you started last year doing this. Your husband's done it, your father-in-law, you name it. You gotta love it because it brings you out here even though you're dirty. We know you're not a bad kid.
I live for it.
Okay, let's talk about your vehicle right now. It's a Chevy 3/4 ton, chopped some of it off, and interesting enough, you put a sidekick body on top of it. How did that happen?
That happened because I actually drove one of these for 4 years. It was my baby. Everybody knew me by my car, and we bought this for a parts rig. Well, when I sold my other rig, we had no use for the body anymore. It fit perfect on the frame after we chopped it back, and everything fit perfect, so we just slapped it on there, and, you know, that's my daily driver.
Well, it's good to have you out here. We appreciate you having us. Hard to believe we're in Alaska. Hard to believe she drives this thing, but she's got some power.
Well, congratulations to her. They made it work. That's what it's all about. She's in the class of modified stock. You spent a little time in the auto body business, and it's not the easiest thing to do, man.
No, it's amazing what an arc welder will do right there. That's cool stuff, man, no question.
All right, that big Dodge on the left side of your screen is driven by Rusty Reynolds, the Regulator, and Dave Rhino is inside of the Gladiator. Oh, and he just knocked the bottom bulb out.
Yeah, that was the stage bulb, and I got to tell you, that indeed is going to be a foul start. He's going to come up quicker, but he's going to come up short. And he's going to also come up with a passenger riding along, baby.
He's not a passenger, that's a navigator, man. All right, our next pair, we're going to find Laura McNish over there on the right side. We talked to her a little bit earlier in the truck called Overkill, and Jason Fitch, the truck called Junior, 37 years old.
Oh, Junior's got that thing against the Rebel. He's all over, baby.
That's how you get it done. Laura McNish struggling right there at the end, but we'll have another look at the 00. Man, he went for a ride.
I think Laura had the lighter vehicle. The Chevrolet was quicker off the tree, and he's got worse valve springs because he had that thing to the mat on the rev limiter for the full length of the track. But he'll take the win.
He wasn't leaving anything on the table, that's for sure. All right, take a look at this huge Ford. Great-looking ride over here on the left side of your screen. And behind the wheel of that one will be Steve Lowry, the big baller, and then Margarita Looper in Loon Lake.
And once again, a great matchup. So Lowry with what appears to be so far the newest, probably street-driven machine, not purpose-built for this competition. And he's going to come up easy with a win light right here.
And he'll get the win, 673 in the modified stock category. They'll move on to the semifinals. And speaking of semis, we'll go back to our compact category. Blake Pertovich, the 12-year-old, will have the bye run and go right into the final. That brings us these two to find out who's going to meet him there, John Olso or Curtis Cox.
Oh, good matchup right here.
Curtis up on the wheel, baby.
He's ready to go. I love it.
739 for Curtis Cox, and no bed needed on this one.
I'm going to tell you something. I find it very strange that you would shorten the wheelbase of one of these things like that in order to run this competition. Only thing I can figure is you're taking off a couple hundred pounds of frame and you're lightening it up. As we look at the Tyler Rental replay, there is a win light for the shortest truck in competition.
All right, back to the modified stock category. That should be a good matchup right here.
Couple of big Chevrolets, baby.
And you can see him inching forward. It's very difficult in this mud to find that sweet spot there where you turn on the pre-stage bulb, and then, of course, the stage bulb. There's just a few inches in between those two. Dave Ryan on the left side with the Gladiator, and Junior, Mr. Jason Fitch on the right. There's that clutch.
I thought for a minute it had a real loose torque converter in it.
You can't kill one of them small block Chevys.
That
man.
is the
558.
quickest run of the event. And there we go, another short wheelbase machine. How about that once again on the Tyler Rental replay? I thought he was up against the converter. The reality was, it's a clutch truck, man. It's a stick shift.
He just slid that thing out and get a little heat put up in it. Hey, man, look at these two big things. Two big four-wheel drives. You've got the Dodge on the inside, and, of course, that big Ford on the outside. The big baller, driven by Steve Lowry, Rusty Reynolds, and the Regulator.
A couple of trucks, once again, you likely see driven up on the streets and the hills here in Alaska. But I will tell you, that Ford is very, very impressive. As Lowry, with passenger on board, little old passenger to move the car seat.
And how about that? The Regulator here in the near lane with that Dodge, he kind of got out of the groove, got over there in that slop, and needless to say, it sucked him right down, lost all of his speed. Lowry on the other side, right on through.
Yeah,
Passengers
right
and
down
all.
Broadway. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, he got in the loose stuff there.
I mean,
The
that's really
Dodge.
no different than driving home. So these passengers in here, really, I mean, they're in no more danger than they are on the way home.
What a great time, man. This is good stuff for sure.
Bringing a teammate along for Mud Bogging is one thing. Maybe bringing your girlfriend along to race with you. But putting your toddler with a car seat and a helmet in your car? What else would you expect from On the Edge? Hey, at least he's safe from the Grizzlies, right? Coming up, lots more Mud Bogging On the Edge.
Oh, yeah, we're not done yet. We're going to get down and dirty. Who's going to win the final round? We're having a great time at Naukati Bay Motorsports Park at Prince of Wales Island, Alaska. Some of the greatest fans in the world, and the people have taken awesome care of us out here. Right now, we're going to go back to racing action, but first, let's check in with Ted and our product spotlight.
This stock modified truck, the Gladiator, is actually owned by 15-year-old John Gould, but his brother, David Rhino, is driving it, I guess because he figured it'd be on TV. Now, this thing's got a 350, beautiful Holley carburetor, but everybody knows you got to have good oil. And if you have oil, it also helps to have a nice stabilizer. It also helps to use something like Lucas Oil Pure Synthetic Stabilizer. Add 1 quart of that to 4 quarts of regular oil, and this baby will be running just perfectly. Originally designed for the racing industry, now it's all over the globe for just about anything you drive. Good enough for an import, good enough for a semi, good enough for any vehicle. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold around the world.
It is a great protector, especially during those initial startups. As we continue on here, we'll get to the final round action. This is the money round, Brian.
Yeah, that's right. The compact final round here. Kurt Kotz.
And of course, the kid, the 12-year-old, Mr. Blake Piertovich.
What are they doing? They're having a burn down here.
Putting that thing up on the chip, man. Short wheelbase, and that Ford in the far lane was bad fast out here earlier. Oh, and he's going to drive back around him.
Oh,
How
man.
about that?
I got to tell you, watch this, babe, in the Tyler Rental replay. Watch the truck nearest the camera. If you are in the near lane or the left lane from the driver's seat, right about there, it gets pretty nasty. You watch it again from the replay here. That truck on the right side of your screen has the lead, but it'll get off the grooves here just ever so slightly. And we've seen it a couple other times right there, and that will slow that truck down just enough to go down in defeat here in the final round.
All right, our youngest winner of the day, you just kind of snuck up there, took home the trophy. What are you, 13 years old?
12 right now.
Dude, you're kind of a big 12-year-old. You're also a big deal right now, taking home this race. How's it feel?
Feels great.
Well, you're off to a good start, man. Way to go.
Thanks.
No driver's license required here, baby.
Absolutely not. Just pull it up to the line and stab it and steer.
Oh, man. That is good stuff right there.
Just two drastically different vehicles here as we go to our modified stock final. Jason Fitch and Steve Lowry. Lowry with that big Ford on the left-hand side has had some pretty good runs, but I'll tell you, that Chevy's been fast.
Yeah, Fitch has been quick, but he's in the what I call the bad lane. Oh, he's got some steam, though. If he can get through that part right there, nope, can't get it done. All Ford, baby.
Oh, and you heard that thing pop. Something happened right there to the Ford at the end, and Jason Fitch had to downshift, and it looked like he cooked the clutch as he got over there in the slop.
Fitch's truck had clutch smoke coming out of it. The Ford either blew a radiator hose or a tire. That instant little spurt of what sounded like air either came out of the tire or was a popped radiator hose. Watch it replay once again. Tyler Reynolds replay right side of your screen again. The right lane on the screen, left lane on the track is not the better of the two. The Ford has been dominant. He'll take the win, and the pastor's got a headache.
You were racing the madman. A lot of people had you as the underdog. You sneak away with a victory, but then you break something, man.
Hey, that's the first time I broke anything in the last 4 or 5 years. The only thing I've ever broke.
You kind of got into this final quietly, and not a lot of people were talking about you, but you walk away with the trophy today.
Oh yeah. I think, it's like a stealth, you know, going down the track, nice and quiet, slick.
All right, when we come back, it'll be the ATV race. ATVs and motorcycles and whatever else you can find. They're all in this one. If you want to go fishing, there's no place better than Fisherman's Cove Fish Camp here in Naukati Bay. And including me, I even caught one. If I can catch one, anybody can catch it. Everybody had an awesome time, and they treated us like kings.
All right, we're getting away from drag racing. Putting a little twist is Andy Richter on this event this year. This is the Alaska All-Terrain Race. They're doing laps, 10 laps. I really want to run this race, but they never let me do anything fun. But at least it'll be fun to watch. 10 laps, first man there wins, and he's done.
Go ahead, Ted. You don't even need a helmet, buddy.
I was going to say, we don't want him to get dirty, though, do we?
All right,
He'd mess up that hair.
There's a look at some of the competitors that are out here, and it doesn't matter. You can get on an ATV or you can get on a dirt bike, whatever you think will work for you.
Man, oh man.
Hold on, baby. Hold her now. We already got them hooked up.
They're all sideways and whatnot.
I thought for sure that Banshee in there would have a shot. Boy, I'll tell you, it's slick out here.
There's Bennett. He's down. He was the first guy to get out of there and lead that race. On board with Drew Richter. Drew in the race as well as Andy. Andy on the red Forerunner, the white Yamaha. Wolverine is Greg Richter.
You got to hammer that brake right there, and of course those four-wheelers are some of four-wheel drive. They just don't want to turn very good, so you got to get your weight off to the side.
Greg Richter is your leader, followed by Drew and Curtis Cox, Andy Richter, and there is a gaggle of Richters in this one. Drew, Greg, and Andy.
Boy, just hammering the throttle, then back on the brake, on board with Drew Richter in the dirt bike, trying to catch up with that four-wheeler. It's difficult to get around her because there's just not a whole lot of traction.
Well, I'd have to think certainly that the motorcycle would have the advantage by way of weight. But the quads look like they're doing pretty good.
That's the Banshee right there. That Yamaha Banshee has got some smoke, man. That thing is fast. He's riding it hard, but so far has not been able to close the gap too much.
I gotta tell you, we're on lap 3 of 10. Let's get a 10-lap event. Great track and good track conditions. I don't know, man. It's a good race overall. I gotta say, though, I'm surprised you don't see a few more protective devices here and there.
Oh, no, man. You just got to bone up out here, dude. That's the way it goes. Get on something and come race, man. It's about having some fun. A lot of body English on that one. You know, that four-wheel drive, just kind of pulling that thing out of the turns.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing a great job there, especially when you get into the loose stuff like that. Then you get back on the dry, I would think it'd be advantageous. Wow.
Here comes that Banshee right up on the inside, man. Takes the inside round and now has moved to second place and trying to get the lead. Oh, he spins it out.
And you can tell the difference between the two-stroke and the four-stroke. The four-stroke, which is the leader, and the two-stroke, which is the Banshee, which is a lot more RPM range right there with the Blue Machine.
Yeah, but they're so pipey. They're either on or they're off.
Yeah, and you about got to run them wide open to make the power curves work for them.
That one's got
a real quick look-see right there.
That one's got the winch on the front of it and everything. just in case, you know.
Oh, man. Same kind of quads they're going to use in the woods, you know. I got to think they do some woodsing up here, right?
Oh, I mean, that's all they do. I mean, they ride around on stuff like that, or the trucks that we see racing. It's very rough terrain up here, and everything out here has its purpose. These are work vehicles for the most part.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ken. And right there, as you watch real close, it seems like they're in sort of slow motion, but they're doing the best they can do. And it is a real great race with only 3 laps to go.
Stay with us. It'll be the final laps when we come back. This OTE telecast has been brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire. And by Pacific Airways. Welcome back to the final laps of the ATV race here in Naukati Bay Motorsports Park.
Now run what you brung, baby. ATVs, motorcycles, motocross type motorcycles. This baby's got 3 Richters. John there in 5th. Andy Richter runs 6th.
And we are coming into our final lap. We've got about a lap and a half left, and Richter's been in front the entire time with that 4-wheeler, but he's getting some pressure now.
Watch it right here. Pass for the lead right here.
He's got to get it stopped first. Right on by, man. Right back underneath him.
James Bennett trying to get the job done.
On the outside, trying to get some bite. They're side by side. He pushes him wide.
Oh, he and Richter not wanting any part of him. It's going to be Richter, baby. Great race.
That was a great race, man. Those guys were side by side there the last lap and a half.
That's fun stuff.
Here's the final results for our Pacific Airways ATV race. You can see all kind of Richters in there, but it's Greg Richter who managed to beat everybody else. Let's go down and talk to our winner.
Greg Richter, you know, you might be getting a little too old for this, man. You look like you're a little spent.
Yeah, I am. I can't believe I won. Incredible, man. Incredible. That was all I could do just to hang on.
This is the first year you guys did this. I get a feeling this is kind of a mainstay, especially you, the dude going out against these kids and whipping their butts.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm a little old for this, I think. Maybe we'll find somebody like my son to do it next year.
Nothing but good, clean fun up here in Naukati, Alaska. Make sure you log on to newwavetv.com to find out where the Terry's RV and OTE crew are going to next. For Ted Bronson and Brian Olson, I'm Ken Stout. Remember, you're not living unless you're on the edge.